First, I request Honorable ECC President Sri Keshav Singh to lead the
Media briefing. We have PCC President Sri Megha Chandra ji, our CLP leader Ibobi Singh ji, CWC member Gai Khangam ji, all dignitaries on the dais, and media friends. This particular media interaction is about launching of Manrega Sanghars, the agitation program, which we are planning to launch over the next 45 days throughout the country. You must be aware, in the parliament session, during the last few days, suddenly a bill was introduced called Viksit Bharat Gramji Bill, and no one had an idea, and I am the standing committee chairperson of Rural Development Panchayati Raj as well. Even we didn't have an idea, like they are coming up with a bill which is completely replacing Manrega. Manrega was a rights-based employment guarantee program launched by UPA in 2005. They're replacing this with a centrally sponsored scheme. And we have issues with that because with Manrega, any person who has been demanding job, they're entitled to get work at the rural level within 15 days, otherwise the unemployment allowance would be kicked in. And we have seen over the last 11 years, and I have seen closely over the last 1.5 years after being the standing committee chairperson as well, like they have been systematically trying to kill this program. They have deprived this program of funds. Each year, whenever Manrega budget was announced, like last year it was 86,000 crore, 27% of this budget went into the payment of previous liabilities, the wage payments, the material cost payments, 27%. So effectively, every year they're trying to somewhat sabotage the program, and they couldn't do it directly. They had, in the last quarter, they had introduced a concept called 60% of demand can be raised under Manrega, and you can't raise demand more than that. So before the bill came, even before the bill came, they had almost systematically tried to sabotage the program. States were deprived of funds to the tune of 2,000, 3,000 crore each. The labor wages, it was pending for 3 to 5 months. The material payment, it was pending for more than a year. And this particular bill, now it's the whims and fancy of the government, like which panchayat will be availing this centrally sponsored scheme. And one big thing which we have seen is that Manrega, it used to be 90% sponsored by the central government and 10% by the state government. And this particular VB Gramji bill, which is an act now, this will change the funding pattern, 60% central government, 40% state government. And I'm sure that many state government, they are facing financial distress and they won't be able to support this program, and eventually only a few states which can afford this particular program, they will be there. And one big clause here is in the peak farming session for 2 months, the Manrega will be switched off. The VB Gramji bill will be switched off. So the nature of this particular VB Gramji Act is completely different from what a rights-based employment guarantee program was. And they have a special clause, section 29, where they can literally switch off Manrega for a particular state. What it means? In West Bengal, because of the differences with the government of West Bengal, for the last 3 years, Manrega was not being availed in West Bengal because they invoked section 27(2) clause, which says due to corruption and other charges, they had withdrawn or paused Manrega implementation in West Bengal. There was a recent Supreme Court order which asked the central government to ensure that Manrega restarts in West Bengal. And immediately after that, they have come with this particular act, which really lets the central government switch off Manrega to any particular state which they don't like, which is not in the liking of the political interest. So this is something which is very unfortunate. We had our CWC meeting on 27 December 2025, and unanimously, all of us, we decided that we will have this 45-day protest throughout the country, culminating into zonal-wise rallies in 4 zones throughout the country, big rallies, and we will force the government to repeal this draconian VV Gramsci Act. They had done that previously with a farm law bill due to sustained pressure, and after the loss of around 650 lives due to suicides, they had to repeat the farm law bills. But this time also, we are sure that with sustained process, sustained protest, we will ensure that the government is forced to repeal this draconian VB Gramsci bill, which is now an act. And so we are launching this Manrega Bachao Sangram today, and we will be sharing with you the detailed plan on exactly what the Congress party is planning to do throughout the country, in all the states, to ensure that Manrega is saved, the Manrega Bachao Sangram. So the duration is from 10th January 2026 to 25th February 2026. 8th January 2026, we'll have the PCC level preparatory meetings, where we'll apprise all our leaders, all our workers, our district coordinators, like what exactly this new bill, VB Gramsci bill, is going to enforce with the people, and how is Manrega being repealed. Very unfortunate that the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, they don't like Mahatma Gandhi as well. For which they're renaming his name and changing the name, which is very, very unfortunate. We condemn it. 10th January 2026, we'll have district level press conferences where we'll launch the campaign. We'll have all the social media programs as well, which we'll be launching on 10th January 2026. 11th January 2026, we'll have one-day fast and symbolic protest at all the district headquarters or prominent public location, including the statue of Mahatma Gandhi or Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, with participation of our party leaders, elected representatives, Manrega workers. From 12th January to 29th January 2026, we'll have panchayat level outreach. We'll have panchayat level chowpals, mass contact programs across all gram panchayats. Our Honorable Congress President and Honorable LOP Rahul Gandhi ji will also write individual letter to Gram Pradhans, former Gram Pradhans, Rozgar Sevaks and Manrega workers on explaining exactly what this government is trying to do. We'll have Vidhan Sabha level, assembly level Nukkat Sabhas, pamphlet distribution shall be undertaken simultaneously. And 30th January, we'll have a peaceful sit-in at ward and block levels, emphasizing non-violence, constitutional value and right to work on the Martyrs' Day of Pujya Bapu Mahatma Gandhi ji. On 31st January to 6th February 2026, we'll have district level Manrega Bachao Dharna, and it will be in front of the district collector, district magistrate offices. We'll be having by the peaceful dharna. Then we'll be submitting a memorandum demanding the withdrawal of VB Gramsci Act. From 7th February to 15th February, we'll have state level Vidhan Sabha Gheraos. The whole, the PCC will mobilize the people across the state, and we'll have Vidhan Sabha Gheraos. In this case, the president rules, so we'll Gherao the Vidhan Sabha and then we'll give a memorandum to the governor. And from 16th February to 25th February 2026, we'll have zonal level AICC rallies where throughout the country, 4 zonal level rallies. We'll have huge rallies, just like we had for Vote Chori rally in Delhi, Ramlila Maidan. Similarly, we'll have zonal level big rallies. And then, of course, in the parliament also, we'll be opposing this V. Gramsci Act, and we'll be trying to repeal this act at the earliest. We would appeal to all the civil society organizations, the NGOs, the intellectuals, the general public, the youth of Manipur, and throughout the country, the Manrega workers to join us in this campaign. Because what is happening is something very, very draconian, and this is very unfortunate that on the ideas and the values of Mahatma Gandhi ji, the concept of Gram Swaraj is being replaced by a centrally sponsored scheme where they turned the right to demand into Labhartis, in the sense beneficiaries. Manrega provided a framework to the people to demand its Article 21, right to livelihood. Anyone can demand rural job, but now it has been converted into just a centrally sponsored scheme where during election, like we have seen in Bihar, where they deposit 10,000 rupees, they will use this mechanism to influence the elections as well. And this is really against the spirit of the constitution, and we've been always demanding that this government is trying to destroy the constitution, and this is one another step towards it. And this is about the program. Overall, on the Manipur situation, we been before I was in charge also as member of Lok Sabha. We've been always demanding Prime Minister Modi to visit Manipur, help solve the crisis, ensure that the present rule is lifted and a democratically elected government be formed. He had come here, I think last month, and instead of addressing the crisis in Manipur, instead of addressing how the IDPs will come back to their homes, instead of addressing why even after having 55 MLAs, they still have the present rule, instead of addressing how he will bring peace and solution to Manipur, he came here and he spoke about Manipur's rich history and heritage, which we all are aware. We appreciate that. But he should have spoken at least a word about the IDPs, 60,000 displaced persons. And even if you remember, the Chief Secretary last year, he said in 3 phases, will ensure that all the IDPs, they will come back to their homes. And that also ended in December. And what we are hearing is Amit Shah had a meeting with only the nominated persons and none of the public representatives. And they're planning to extend the present rule beyond February. And what is also worrying is that they announced the census from 1st of April. And what will happen to the IDPs? Is there any timeline like when this displaced person will come back to their home? Is there any timeline? What is your solution for Manipur? And how is that you can extend the present rule beyond 1 year? Are you now, what are you doing? Like, are you getting into a model where in Jammu Kashmir you did extend the present rule? Our demand has always been that the assembly should be dissolved, fresh elections should be immediately called, and a democratically elected, who people elect, should be formed, the government should be formed, so that peace and tranquility can prevail in Manipur. The IDPs, they should be taken care of, the displaced persons. They're in a lot of pain, the sufferings of Manipur. Pradhan Mantri Modi ji, he never used to visit Manipur, but when he came here, he just came for some laying foundation, inaugurating, but he didn't address the problem. We didn't ask Modi ji to come here and give bhasan here. We asked him to come here so that he can provide a solution to the problem of Manipur people. It's very unfortunate. This government, Manipur is rich of pride. We can't let somebody sitting in Delhi dictate terms in Manipur. And this is something which we condemn it. We demand that immediate elections should be called, the assembly should be dissolved. And you must be seen, whenever they extend the present rule in parliament, one night they took the bill in 2 a.m. in the night. And in Lok Sabha, I was there in Lok Sabha. When they took in Rajya Sabha, it was 4 a.m. in the night. They discussed for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Is this the value of the lives of the people of Manipur? No, sir, it's not at all. The people of Manipur will never forget this. And even this time, when they extended the PR, it was during when the opposition MPs were in the well of the house. There are no discussion happening in the parliament. There are no discussion happening here in Manipur. The Pradhan Mantri Modi, he comes here without addressing the issues of the people of Manipur. And he comes here for just road shows and his foundation laying stones and all these things, which is really, really unfortunate. We condemn it. At the same time, the VB Gramji Act, we are officially initiating the Manrega Bachao Sangram today. And all our leaders are united in this Sangram. We all will ensure that this draconian act will be repealed back, and Manrega, as in its previous form, with certain improvements, will be restored back. That is what the main idea is. I thank you all for your time, and if there are any questions on this, I should be able to take it up. See, I'm going to Churachandrapur to meet some of the IDP families to see how they're living. I've been told that they've been given only food. The children, they are not going to schools. They're in a very, very desperate situation and very sad situation. And the responsibility of my security or my team security is with the government, is President rule. And I'm not worried about any security threats or something like that. But it's really unfortunate. Like, why do you have President rule if you can't solve it? Why was a democratically elected government be removed? And with that, 55 MLAs from BJP. Why is that the MLAs are given threats that they can't come to press or public? Why are they not opening up their mouth? This is very, very unfortunate. And if the public representative, they can't raise the voice of the people, then they don't deserve to be MLS anymore. Let there be fresh elections. And you have seen our MPs, Bimalji and Alfredji, they are so vocal in parliament. Each and every issue of Manipur they are raising continuously. And it's not only these two MPs, all the MPs from India Alliance, the Congress party and our alliance partners, even MPs from Samajwadi Party, DMK, everyone is raising. But why are the 55 MLAs from BJP aligned parties, they're not raising the issue? Is it not affecting their lives? They're very sad and unfortunate, but we'll still continue with our program to Churachandrapur.